Good morning, and welcome to the Fortean Slip Daily Dose, episode 51. Is it 51? Yes, it's 51. I had to check, because it's been so fucking long. This morning, no idea what we're really going to talk about. It'll be something. But I'd gotten in touch with Richard and said, hey, why don't we fucking do this shit again? Because I wasn't doing anything for a couple of days this week. I don't think he does anything. You just hunt with your ferrets, right?
That's my life, Chris. I am the ferret man.
Yes. You just raise ferrets, breed them, name them.
Head out into the woods and just kill everything remorselessly.
You're the Beastmaster without all the other cool pets.
There is no pet cooler than a ferret.
Do you have that like really awesome outfit?
No, I don't. I have tweed and a peach cap.
A peach cap.
Peaked.
Oh, peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after doing the show earlier this week with the guys, and I talked to Richard and said, hey, why don't we get together and try and put this shit together on a regular basis again. I mean, right now I'll still continue to call it the Daily Dose. I gotta come up with some other moniker for it at this point, because I'm not gonna do it every fucking day. That's not happening anytime soon.
The Fortean Slip whenever you feel like it.
Yeah. Whenever I fucking give a shit. It might not come out very often if that's the case. But one of the things that you, and I don't know if you and I had talked, we've only done one other show, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever
and hang out?
Right, but you've only ever done the rants on the show. You've never come on the show.
On the Fortean Slip? No, I'm not worthy. The Fortean Slip is sacrosanct.
Yeah, you're definitely not worthy. Hardly anybody is. But one of the things that we had gotten talking about early on when you and I had first started corresponding was that you were really into the Tasmanian Tiger or the Thylacine.
Indeed I am. It's the cryptid that got me into cryptozoology and to Bigfoot. So, everyone I hate on, blame the Thylacine.
And it is an interesting creature. It's not like, your Loch Ness Monster or your Mothman or your fucking Chupacabra or even Bigfoot for that matter. Like, there's actual record of these things.
Yeah, because they actually existed.
Right. Now it's just a matter of whether or not they still exist in small populations or pockets or whatever.
Yeah, remnant populations. There's also a theory, a sort of mythy. I guess it's a myth or a theory that earlier on in the 1900s, in about 1915, something like that, a lot of Tasmanian wildlife was released into Australia in an attempt to preserve it, really. The legend is that some thylacine were released into Australia as well, and that's because they were previously extinct on mainland Australia. So that's the prevailing theory. Now, there's no proof backing that up. There is a list of animals that were released, and the thylacine isn't on it, but Tasmanian devils aren't on that list either, and they have been recovered in mainland Australia. So,
yeah. So I mean, anything could be possible, I guess, at this point. And it is one of those creatures where it's, the possibility, if you're going to go statistically speaking, compared to some of the other ones, there's a good chance.
Oh, there's more than a good chance. It's very possible. It's officially listed as going extinct in the 1930s, the last known one dying in 1936. But several expeditions in Tasmania in the 40s and early 50s found fresh scat and tracks. So it definitely, I don't think it went extinct in the 1930s as previously thought.
It could, and it could have been an instance where it survived for a bit longer and then went extinct too. I mean
Yeah, well,
that
yeah,
is also a possibility.
it, just taking all ideas into account, that's definitely, because it would be impossible back then. You know, we didn't have nearly as much technology as we do today, so entirely possible for a few individuals to survive into the 40s and early 50s.
Yeah, and I still hold on to, I guess I don't know if it's hold on to hope, but you know have some kind of hope that that Bigfoot exists in that type of way, in these small pockets or whatever, so that all of this research, and not so much research because I'm not like some fucking big scientist or anything, but I've read up on a lot of shit and I've kept up on a lot of shit as you have.
You,
And, it would be satisfying, I guess, to find out that yes, there is actually something. Maybe it's not exactly what everybody was pointing to or whatever, but yeah, hey, there's something. But,
well, in the Thylacine community, we do have our own version of the Patterson Gimlin film, which is a really good video that was taken in 1977, I believe, 76, 77, something like that, in Queensland on Australia, which shows what looks like a thylacine running across a trailer park. Um, and there are other videos as well. Into the early 2000s, there's a few that even naturalists have been like, well, that could very well be a thylacine. But most of these come from mainland Australia. There's not actually that many sightings in Tasmania, comparatively.
right, right. But it is a damn interesting, I won't say like legend, but, it is very, it begs a lot of questions of whether or not this thing's still around, and it makes you think, what else could be possibly still around, because they find shit all the time too. Like they discover
You
new
know,
species, or they find out, hey, this thing that we thought it was extinct, hey, whoops, it isn't really extinct. That happens quite a
that's,
bit too.
that's happened, yeah, a bunch of times. There was that parrot they reckon was wiped out and they found a colony. Well, look at the seal account. Everyone thought that was extinct for millions of years, and then one shows up in a fishing net. And
Yeah, and there's all kinds of creatures. Like for the longest time, there were legends of like the giant squids and shit.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we had never really seen any. They knew that that the sperm whales dined on them, but
that was awesome. Can I just say that? That video of the giant squid, the first one ever captured, was awesome.
you're
I'll
talking
admit
about
it.
the one in Tokyo Bay. Was that what it
No, not the
was?
one in Tokyo Bay. No, because that one was dying. The one I'm talking about is the one where they went underwater and attracted one to some bait, and it was living, and it was perfect, and it wasn't threatened. Its colours were all right, and it just looked perfect.
Yeah, that's cool. I have not seen that one. I'll have to look that up, but I have not seen that. But the ocean is what fascinates me the most when it comes to cryptozoology. Like
Oh yeah,
because we have explored next to none of it, and
yeah.
we find shit in it all the time, and it's just this vast, expansive thing that we have no concept of how many things could actually be in it,
It's really awesome.
and evolving all the time too.
Oh yeah. But look at that frilled shark they just pulled out of the. I mean, that was freaky as hell.
Yeah, they're always pulling freaky shit out of the ocean.
No, like, and there's
Or
always that. What's
here,
it? That Sorry.
No, like hearing those big fucking loud weird sounds under the ocean and
I
shit.
was just about to say that,
Yeah.
the bloop noise
Right.
that they recorded.
But those are, those are the things that I have far more hope for than, like Bigfoot or Mothman or, like I said, I'm a fan. I fucking love all that shit.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
I follow it religiously. If there's a fucking Mothman story or a Loch Ness monster story or whatever, I'm fucking gonna pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of something that I can wrap my fucking hands around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
something real
yeah,
tangible.
and that the idea of cryptids in the ocean, or like the Tasmanian tiger, those are the types of cryptids that it isn't so much that I'm more into, but I'm just more like, yeah, like let's find out about these things. You know,
Well, that's
I guess it's
one.
because I do kind of have a little bit more hope, but because the other stuff just seems sometimes it seems too fantastical. And
Yeah,
and and as you and I both know, there's a lot of bullshit that's wrapped up with it too.
I'm going to quote a good mate of mine, and you know, an awesome podcast host, and say that 99% of it is bullshit, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, I it's the reason that I got into doing this is that exact statement. I mean, you're absolutely right. But I like the ideas of things that are concrete or that could be concrete. And I still like the idea of the other things because, you and I both know Matt, and Matt's had a sighting encounter, and I don't discount or discredit his encounter.
Yeah, there's people that you trust
You
that
know,
tell you these stories.
Steve, on the other hand, and his fucking I heard a Bigfoot story. I love giving him shit. Just
I heard a
fucking love it.
Bigfoot. I heard a Thunderbird. Has he just got like bat ears or something?
I have to
Just
say
like
though, when he said on the podcast the other day, go back and do it right, that was actually a good fucking line. I gotta give him credit. When he deserves it, I gotta give him credit. But yeah. So I mean, I like I said, I want to try to get back into doing this on a regular basis. I don't know how often it'll be, or how many days a week, or if it'll be once a week or a couple times a week. I don't know. I don't know what Richard's capable of with his schedule as well. We do live in two completely different fucking time zones,
well, that's
which
why it always seems like I'm not doing anything when you message, because it's usually late afternoon, early evening.
yeah. So he's just like hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, what a shit day.
But I do want to start putting this out on a more regular basis, and I will have to change. Like I said, I'm going to change up the title of it, figure out something different. But it definitely needs to continue on in some capacity, because all of my other shit has been so lax lately. And then the other show will get back on an even keel. I think Monday nights are going to be the nights we're going to be doing it.
Yes, as the Fortean Slip's #1 deranged superfan, I would be very grateful if you would get that back on schedule.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard right now because of my schedule, so I think Monday nights might work, though I just got to run it by Steve. And once I do that, we'll be all good. We'll be back to normal. We recorded this fucking week, so but Richard and I will come up with some topics. A lot of times, like I had told him today, we're just gonna kind of talk about this, and then maybe just kind of fuck around and talk about whatever. It's because that's how I like to go with it. I don't like to have too much of a plan. I like to have like a thin outline, and then just see where it goes. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you today before we get off?
What?
What you think of the fucking U.S. election right now?
I think that you're living in a country that could come down to Clinton versus Trump as a presidential election, and I think that you should examine what that says about your people.
I know, isn't it fucking great? It's like a big sociology experiment. It's like somebody said. It's like somebody said, "Hey, let's do this."
It's like no matter who wins, you lose in that scenario.
I just want to know if fucking Trump becomes president, like if he's gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, no, Bigfoot's real. No, I shot him last week."
National wig holiday. Ooh, so much.
You know, because he fucking he'll say whatever. Fucking yeah. Here's the aliens.
I respect a man that embraces free speech, but not when he's a hateful, racist asshole.
Oh, he is something else. And I've said from the beginning about Donald Trump, he is a testament to how fucked up white bread America is. Like, because that's who will elect him.
No lie. No lie. It's sad.
And
But Clinton's no better, so...
right, right. And I mean, I've gone around and made the joke to a bunch of different people, you know, hey, I'd love to fucking see the Trump White House. Like, not like Trump in the White House, like the letters Trump on the fucking White House. In like gold. A Starbucks drive-through on Pennsylvania Avenue inside.
That'd be pretty cool.
You would see the White House open to the public in like fucking 2 days. You'd be like doing renovations.
Here. Privatized state. Utah Inc.
We're gonna rent out the fucking White House. He sells it off like condos. I got a great deal on that bitch. Who could blame me? No, I was just curious what you thought, because I know that a lot of British people are like really fucking pissed off at the whole idea. So
there's been a lot of hate towards Trump. There's actually a motion set to the House of Commons to ban him from entering England.
I heard about that.
I don't know why that'd be a big deal to one of the richest people on the planet. Why not England? But
well, I mean, if he is the president, if he does become the president of the United States, it would be kind of foolhardy of the British people to like not let him come to the country. I mean, granted, he is kind of a jackass, but I don't think he's so much of a jackass that, you know, he's a horrible person. He's just honest.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah, no, I see that.
And you know, Penn Jillette said something once about Donald Trump, and I may be misquoting, so don't quote me on this. But he had said that, you know, Donald Trump is a very honest guy, and I don't know that I want an honest guy as my president, because an honest guy will just speak his mind. He's not speaking for the people.
True. It won't be, oh yeah, we can sort out the economy. It'll be like, nah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rich and you're not going to get poorer, and that's that.
You know, and that's the funny thing about it. But it's kind of funny that if you think about it, you know, that rationale of thinking, we kind of need somebody to lie to us to get forward. Yeah, you know. But yet we all want the fucking truth.
Well, it's one of them paradoxy things, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we should do a show on time travel.
Yes.
I love me some time travel, Richard.
Time travel's awesome, and you should do some more of them John Titor commercials.
Yeah. Awesome. Actually, I was thinking about that. I was trying to figure out ones that I could do, but I've got to hammer out some of the details. But yeah, the John Titor commercials have to return. So
they have to.
Absolutely.
It's not even up to you.
It's a more, as the real genius said to wrap up the show. I know you've seen this movie. It's a moral imperative.
Yeah, yeah.
We got fucking Laszlo in the basement, just printing off fucking, what was it, Frito-Lay sweepstakes fucking entries.
That's what we're doing with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Richard and I are gonna create a laser that they shoot from a plane and create popcorn in the fucking teacher's house.
The best use of the lasers on.
It would. I thought it was really cool when they turned the dorm into an ice rink.
I feel that as a physical impossibility. I don't see how they did that. Why would just that ruin the magic?
This has been episode 51 of the Fortean Slip Daily Dose. If you like this shit, hit the like button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Go to theforteanslip.com now. I bought the domain. It is now live. If you go to theforteanslip.com, you will go to the blog. Pretty fucking nifty, Richard.
Awesome.
And go to Richard's blog. I could tell you what it is, but he's got it spelt wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, just go to the link underneath the video. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.